Delta and American Express made some pretty big changes going into 2024, and along with the changes in the American Express Hilton cards, these were what drove me to do a deeper analysis than normal this year and to start this channel. American Express has 7 Delta credit cards, 4 personal and 3 for small businesses. I'll move some details into other videos to try and keep this as condensed as possible, but it's going to take a little bit longer than normal to go through all of these. American Express and Delta have had 3 credit cards for as long as I can remember. I grew up splitting domestic travel between Northwest, Delta, and Continental, with the Delta Skymiles Gold credit card being the first travel co-brand card I saw back in the 1990s. The Skymiles Gold is still the most visible card when walking through a Delta-controlled terminal or purchasing a ticket via Delta's website, and its value proposition to the casual Delta flyer is even stronger today than it was 30 years ago when economy included a free check bag. In 2017, American Express introduced a 4th consumer card, the no-fee Delta Skymiles Blue Card, which offers a subset of the Delta Gold's features. For Delta flyers chasing elite status, American Express continues to offer the Delta Skymiles Platinum and Delta Skymiles Reserve cards, although these cards also come with free flight certificates, which may make them attractive on their own. We'll get back to that later, because those certificates are nuanced and their value hotly debated based on how effectively cardholders have used them. Other than the Skymiles Blue, there are small business versions of each of these cards, and we'll cover the differences in the business versions later. The Skymiles Reserve, Platinum, and to a lesser extent the Gold saw some notable updates for 2024. The Reserve and Platinum historically provided a way for Delta frequent flyers to earn additional medallion qualifying miles. When Delta moved entirely to medallion qualifying dollars for 2025 medallion qualification, they and American Express needed to update their cards to account for that. The MQM to MQD transition is a tangent for another video, but the end state is that the Reserve earns a medallion qualifying dollar for every $10 in eligible spend, while the Platinum card requires $20 to earn the same MQD. If you're looking for meaningful contributions to your elite status, then the Reserve is going to be where you want to be placing your spending. All versions of the Delta Skymiles card offer 20% back on in-flight Delta purchases. They also allow you to exchange Skymiles in lots of 5,000 for $50 off of flights, which basically gives you a minimum of 1 cent per Skymile exchange floor, unless that changes. The no annual fee Blue card ends its extra benefits there, although with no foreign transaction fee, it may be an appealing card for someone with a few international purchases, but who is adverse to annual fee cards, which tend to be the only ones without foreign transaction fees, outside of Capital One. The remaining cards offer a common set of benefits, notably boarding with the first main cabin group, your first check bag included for up to 9 people on the same PNR, and 15% discount on SkyMiles redemptions, as long as all legs are on Delta or Delta Connection operated flights. They also have the opportunity to earn a $200 e-credit for spending $10,000 on the card in a year, and each card comes with an annual credit on Delta stays, which I value at nothing. But if it's something you're interested in, the Platinum and Reserve variants have a $150 annual credit, while the SkyMiles Gold cards have a $100 annual credit. The free bag has long been the selling point of the Gold card, and is going to be useful benefit on each of the 3 principal Delta cards. On the other hand, while priority boarding may be of interest to some, I tend to be in Comfort Plus, and in the past few years have had medallion status. And when I'm in the back, I don't particularly want to be spending extra time on board by getting there early. Still, having it as an option does have benefits if you find yourself in a situation where you're worried about getting space for a carry-on. The award travel discount can also be valuable, although getting further into my thoughts on Skymiles, their award prices, and this discount will need its own video. The Platinum and Reserve cards add another level of benefits and credits on top of the Gold card. They each offer a $10 monthly credit on common car hire platforms, Uber, Lyft, Curb, and Revel and Alto. Unlike the Uber credit available on other American Express cards, this card is expressly for rides and won't be realized through other expenses like Uber Eats transactions. Both cards have a credit at restaurants listed on Resi as well, $10 monthly for the Platinum and $20 for the Reserve. The good news is that this credit is valid whether you prepay through Resi or pay at the restaurant itself, regardless of booking method. The Platinum offers 2 SkyMiles on dining and the Reserve only 1 SkyMile, so neither of these are generally good dining cards. Both the rideshare and Resi credits often go unused for me, and I don't really consider them particularly valuable because of that. Similarly, once upon a time, I would have been interested in the Hertz President Circle status. The Platinum provides mid-tier 5-star, but I'd rather scrap a trip than rent from Hertz these days, making this another useless benefit. The Reserve also offers cell phone protection, which was a common tack-on over the last few years, which I find lacks notable value as well. Given that these are airline cards, it's nice to see that the Platinum and Reserve SkyMiles cards offer trip delay and lost baggage insurance. Although the trip delay doesn't kick in until about 12 hours of waiting, cards like American Express's Platinum Charge Card or the Chase Sapphire Reserve cover you after 6 hours. Previously, the SkyMiles Reserve would function as a tiebreaker for medallion members in the upgrade queue at the gate, but now both cards will get you onto the upgrade list themselves as well, albeit way at the bottom, so don't expect many actual upgrades. They also offer credit for global entry or TSA pre every 4.5 years. Alright, in brief, the Skymiles Blue gets you 20% back on in-flight purchases and lets you exchange lots of 5,000 Skymiles for $50 flight credits. The Skymiles Gold adds a free check bag for everyone on your PNR, main cabin 1, Zone 5 boarding, and access to the Takeoff 15 discount on award itineraries entirely on Delta Metal. The Platinum and Reserve cards provide an accelerated means to annual medallion qualification through an annual MQD boost and earning MQD on spend. The Skymiles Platinum and Reserve cards have 2 other key features, the Companion Certificate and Lounge Access. In the past, the Skymiles Platinum card was eligible for a reduced rate to access Delta Sky Clubs when flying Delta. The card maintained the ability to buy access even as Delta removed the standard day pass option. Unfortunately, as Delta cut further back on ways of accessing the regularly overcrowded Sky Clubs, the Skymiles Platinum card had the ability to purchase day passes removed for 2024. The Skymiles Reserve card was also impacted, capping the number of visits to the Sky Club to 15 unless you spend $75,000 during the calendar year. Over the past 4 years, the Skymiles Reserve has added access to American Express's Centurion Lounge network and Escape Lounges, neither of which cap annual visits. Unlike other cards, guests, including family members, are not included for free, and lounge privileges only extend when traveling on a Delta marketed or Delta operated flight. The Reserve card will earn you 4 guest passes per year, which may help if you occasionally travel with friends or family. Companion certificates. At the conclusion of each year, after your credit card anniversary and your annual fee posts, you should see a companion certificate added to your Skymiles wallet for each Skymiles Platinum, Skymiles Reserve, and their small business variants. If you're able to make good use of these certificates each year, you can easily make up the annual fee. There are some notable points of which to be aware that often stymie potential certificate users, or depending on your own preferences, could eliminate the potential value. At a high level, the companion certificates let you book travel for 2 people on 1 PNR round trip while paying only taxes and fees for the second person. Previously, this had to be for domestic travel, generally within the lower 48 states. Although certificates generated from February 2024 are now valid for travel throughout the United States and to Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean, but notably not to Canada. The difference between the two cards is that the certificates for the Skymiles Platinum are only eligible for economy fares, while the Skymiles Reserve card certificates also allow for fares for Comfort Plus and first class fares, but no longer for Delta One. The devil's in the details, though, as not every ticket in those cabins are eligible. Delta makes only the lowest fare class in each cabin eligible. It's LUT, X, and V for economy, and the underlying Comfort Plus fares, I or Z for first class. This can make utilizing the certificate more difficult during peak times, and oddly can result in forcing more expensive flights. Consider the case where you want to fly into New York City, San Francisco, or even Lakeland, Florida. If flights to SFO, JFK, or Orlando are cheaper than to San Jose, EWR, or Tampa, but the former only have S buckets available, while the latter have T buckets priced higher, you're going to have to make a decision on where the best deal lies. The restriction of economy fares only for the Platinum Skymiles card is also a blocker to some users who are used to paying straight away for first class. In one of a few pro-flyer moves, though, Delta started allowing complimentary upgrades similar to cash or reward tickets on companion tickets, which make them significantly more attractive to Platinum and Diamond Medallion members who can use the Platinum card certificate to book straight into Comfort Plus when available. Delta giveth just as they taketh away, as the Reserve Card companion certificate can no longer book into Delta One. I was able to use my 2023 companion certificate to fly Delta One to SFO, and frankly, I wasn't impressed. It did help get a couple of hours of sleep on the westbound flight, but it was an overall disappointing experience when compared to any other airline flying a business class route between New York City and San Francisco. Earnings. The Delta Skymiles Reserve is straightforward here. It earns 3 SkyMiles per dollar spent on purchases direct from Delta, and 1 SkyMile per dollar on everything else, which makes this a weak card for spend if you aren't going for a few extra MQD. Even 3x on Delta is weaker than you'll see on American Express's Platinum Charge card, which earns 5x membership rewards, which convert 1-to-1 to Skymiles, although you'll owe a small bit to cover taxes transferring to a United States-based airline like Delta. The Delta Skymiles Platinum is marginally more generous, offering 3 SkyMiles per dollar on hotels and 2 SkyMiles per dollar on purchases at both U.S. supermarkets and eateries worldwide. But most people do better with a no-fee 2% cash back card and a $95 annual fee Chase Sapphire Preferred, trading 3x Skymiles on Delta and hotels for 2x Ultimate Rewards on the broader travel category and getting 3x Ultimate Rewards on eateries. It's surprising to me that the only Delta Skymiles card that offers more than 1 SkyMile on hotels, a key travel category, is the Skymiles Platinum. The Skymiles Gold keeps the 2x on dining in U.S. supermarkets, but drops Delta purchases to 2x as well, keeping everything else at 1x SkyMile. If you valued SkyMiles at a penny apiece, you need to spend $20,000 on Delta to make up the difference in annual fee, or only $16,667 if you valued them at 1.2 cents like we did at the beginning of the year. The SkyMiles Blue loses the U.S. supermarket bonus, which would need $12,500 to $15,000 in spend to make up the annual fee difference, at which point you'd be doing better with the American Express Gold Charge Card or Everyday Preferred. You don't get the SkyMiles Gold for its reward structure. You get the Gold if you're going to take 3 trips, or a trip with 3 people, or some combination where you end up with getting to check at least 5 bags via the free baggage credit. The business variants are basically the same, so we'll highlight the main differences beyond that these are business credit cards aimed at small businesses and lacking some of the consumer protections that non-business variants have under law. The SkyMiles Gold business replaces 2 SkyMiles per dollar at U.S. supermarkets with 2 SkyMiles per dollar at U.S. shipping and U.S. advertising, with a $50,000 cap. The Skymiles Platinum business replaces the U.S. supermarkets bonus with 1.5 Skymiles per dollar on transit, U.S. shipping, and charges over $5,000 on up to $100,000 annually. The Skymiles Reserve business is a little different as it returns 1.5 Skymiles on otherwise unbonus spend after spending $150,000 annually, as well as its standard 1.5 Skymiles per dollar on U.S. shipping, transit, and office supply stores. In none of these cases are bonuses particularly enticing. Alaska, American, and Airlines all have companion certificates as well, but Delta is the only one that gives you a certificate just for renewing the card. The others all have spending requirements ranging from $6,000 for Alaska to $30,000 for Airlines and certain American Advantage cards. The Delta Skymiles Reserve is also the only card to offer a certificate valid in first class. American Airlines Companion Fare is only eligible for domestic travel, while Delta expanded the eligible destinations to include Caribbean and Central American destinations from 2024. The current eligible destinations look strikingly similar to Alaska's route map. Some cards, notably United, require you to book your ticket with an eligible credit card to get the free baggage, which isn't necessary for the Delta credit cards. You can hold the American Express Gold card to get free baggage and coach, while buying your ticket with the Chase Sapphire Reserve for improved trip coverage, or the American Express Platinum Charge card to earn 5x membership rewards, either of which would be my recommendation over putting the trip directly on the Skymiles credit card. How to maximize. The return on spend on these cards is not exciting no matter how you look at it. You get them for the benefits holding them provide, which in many cases outshine other airlines versions, as you needn't buy the ticket with the credit card to receive the free baggage or Sky Club access, granted to you by the card. Depending on which document you read, according to the terms, it may say you need to have purchased your ticket for Skymiles Reserve to access the Centurion and Escape Lounge. The only downside to the Skymiles Blue is that it takes up an American Express card slot. So if you ever find yourself needing to buy something in flight or need a card with no foreign transaction fees but are turned off by higher annual fee cards, it's not a bad option. It's best for not overly frequent flyers who book economy and may buy a snack or drink during the flight. And if you find it a struggle to collect Skymiles but manage to get up to 5,000, it provides a way of doing something useful with them. It's an upside-down world where I see it makes sense to put $10,000 on any of these cards, let alone $75,000 on the reserve for unlimited lounge access, which means it's up to the baggage waiver to earn the annual fee on the Skymiles Gold. And anybody who regularly checks bags and takes 3 flights on Delta in a year, or a family of 3 needing to check 3 bags once a year, will easily come out ahead. It's hard to rationalize the annual fee solely from the 15% discount on award travel. Although, as partner awards have gotten pricier, Delta's not-so-sour spots are starting to manifest themselves on the domestic network, where you're more likely to benefit from this bonus. There's a few ways to rationalize the Skymiles Platinum beyond the Skymiles Gold, with capitalizing on this companion certificate being the main thing. In fact, if you consistently find good use for the certificate, this makes the Platinum card a no-brainer to hold. If you have a family of 4 and wanted the second certificate to book all 4 of you at almost half price, you can double up with the business and personal versions of a card. Since you get the certificate around the anniversary of the card, you probably want to apply for your second card around the same month as when you applied for your first card. In both cases, you want to book both pairs of tickets online and then call to link the passenger name records in case there's any disruption during the trip. You're putting more eggs in the basket with this approach, and if you're not used to booking with the companion certificate already, this might prove more frustrating than it's worth, tying you to a single airline and booking travel based on when certain fare codes are available and when you receive your certificates. With good planning on when you apply for your card, say January if you usually fly Delta to visit extended family for Thanksgiving or Christmas, you'll have a full availability calendar to book your trips, giving you the best opportunity to find the flights you want. If you're looking to get a jump on medallion status, it's technically possible to get automatic silver by holding either both personal and business versions of either the Skymiles Platinum and Reserve or any combination of 2 Platinum Reserve Skymiles cards, which will start you with the 5,000 medallion qualifying dollars needed for silver and halfway to gold. If you hold all 4, you'll actually start with 10,000 medallion qualifying dollars and automatic gold. However, I don't suggest that. The $2,000 in annual fees could have been applied to a lot of Comfort Plus upgrades instead, and this will likely block you from getting any other American Express credit card like the Blue Business, the Hilton, or Marriott cards while you're holding 4 Skymiles cards. I found good value in the Skymiles Reserve card over the years. In the past, I held a Skymiles Platinum card and had not made good use of the companion certificate. With that said, I've been less happy with Skymiles redemptions in the past 5 years, and the loss of Delta One and my overall travel patterns are making it much harder to find good use with this card. I haven't dropped it yet, but its days look numbered, and I can't recommend it for most users. More power to those of you who always find a good allowed first-class redemption that covers the annual fee. If you're a frequent Delta economy flyer, if you usually travel as a couple but don't fly enough to get medallion status, the Skymiles Platinum card is a good option if you fly routes where the companion certificate will make up the annual fee. Otherwise, the Skymiles Gold card will get you free checked bags for economy family flyers at a lower annual fee. Once again, the Skymiles Blue card also has a specific sweet spot, but not one that probably applies to pretty much anyone in the points and miles game. If you're an irregular flyer but usually fly Delta when you do, don't like annual fees or foreign transaction fees, the Skymiles Blue was made for you. If you're looking to maximize points and miles redemptions, it's not for you. Leave a comment below letting me know what your thoughts are on these cards. In particular, I'd like to hear from those of you who continually find great uses for the companion certificates. Do you tend to buy the same flights each year? Or do you make travel decisions based on what's eligible? Or do the certificates just always work out for you without much thought? Thanks for watching and happy trails.